Good evening, everyone, and very warm welcome to Alumni Insights and Experience session today at Geo Institute. We are delighted to have you all with us today. This session is designed to give all aspiring candidates a real understanding of what it means to be a part of Geo Institute, academically, professionally, and personally. To help you gain that clarity, we have invited 3 of our alumni from respective batches who are currently excelling in their respective fields. I would now like to welcome each of our alumni representing all 3 PGP programs. First, I would like to welcome Mr. Karthik, representing PGP AI and Data Science 2024-25 batch. Currently, he is associated with Ernst & Young EY as Senior Consultant Data Science. Welcome, Karthik.
Hi, hello all. Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, I would now like to welcome alumni for PGP in Management, representing Ms. 𝘑𝘪𝘰 𝘐𝘯𝘵. She is working at 𝘑𝘪𝘬𝘃 as Business Development Representative. Welcome, 𝘑𝘪𝘰.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining. And now, last but not the least, I would like to welcome Ms. 𝘑𝘪𝘰 representing PGP Sports Management Batch. She is currently working as an Associate Consultant Sports Advisory at KPMG India. Welcome, 𝘑𝘪𝘰.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the introduction.
We are truly honored to have all 3 of you with us today, taking out time, and now we would start with the questions. Let's begin by hearing from each one of you about your journey and background. So now I would first like to ask Karthik, if you can brief me or introduce yourself and share what you were doing professionally or academically before joining Geo Institute, and tell us what motivated you to choose this respective program and how it met your expectation. Over to you, Karthik.
Right. Thank you, ma'am, for the question. So I started my bachelor's in computer science, post which I did my full stack engineering development work at an investment bank called Societe Generale. I worked there for a couple of years. I think I worked there for 2 years, post which I transitioned to an American-based company called Extreme Networks. Here I focused more on back-end development. And this is where I started learning or working on AI technologies and machine learning. It was mostly focused on analytics, but as a back-end engineer, I could only see the background view of what was happening, but I was never involved in hands-on development of the models or the AI engineering that actually gives me the analytics. So that piqued my interest a lot because I saw that most of the customer-led applications where the main crux was actually the analytics, and I wanted to learn how that worked, and that led the bridge to Geo Institute. I wanted to have foundations in understanding how these models work, or what are the AI engineering concepts and the statistics around it. So that was my main goal of joining Geo Institute, and that's how the process led.
Great. Thank you so much for giving light about your background and how you joined Geo Institute. Now, same question to 𝘑𝘪𝘰, if you can brief us about your profile and what motivated you to join Geo Institute.
Sure. Hi. So, if I talk about the graduation background that I had, it was in business administration. So anyways, my plan was to do further studies like a master's program, which goes, deeper into the subject. I already was working for a year actually in marketing and sales post graduation, and then I also had a bit of experience in running my own business, which was around event management. So all the experience that I had in 1.5 to 2 years post graduation, this actually motivated me to go for a further course. Because I already had an experience, I really liked that this was a 12-month curriculum instead of a 2-year, and the kind of more layered knowledge and industry exposure that I wanted. I think Geo was offering that, and it aligned with my career goal as well. So I think that's how I came across and I joined the institute.
Thank you for briefing us about your background and how you came to Geo Institute. Same question to 𝘑𝘪𝘰. We want to hear about your background and want to know that how you got to know about our institute.
My background is not like Karthik or 𝘑𝘪𝘰, who knew that they were going to do something in AI or something in management. I am a sports person, currently still playing, and at that point, I was playing professionally on the Indian Golf Tour. I got injured for about 6.5 months, and then my parents got worried. Oh no, what will you do? You're injured. You might as well study more. So I was actually preparing for CAT, and I was hoping for IIMs at that point. But then I was like, I don't really want to do management at that level. I would rather stick to something that is in my own field and go for something which has sports. Luckily, at that point, I came across Geo Institute, and I saw that, okay, sports management is being offered. And then I talked to a couple of people, some of the alumni, and asked them if they're enjoying their course and how it is. And it's a perk that it's a 12-month course, to be honest. And I was like, I might as well take a chance. 1 year is not that long of a time to, give into your studies. So that's when I decided I'll join Geo Institute and pursue sports management as a course.
Great. We are very excited to hear from all three of you. Of course, the background is different because the courses are very niche and very different. So as Karthik, Andri and Threeman had guided, now we'll more deep dive into the details what in a year you have gone through at Geo Institute. We want to hear your experience. So I think I'll start first with the academics and classroom experience, because that is what for initially you have joined the studies part. So Karthik, can you just describe the classroom experience or faculty interaction you had at Geo Institute?
Yeah, absolutely. I think two aspects. One is classroom interaction is with my peers. I think Geo Institute does an incredible job in making a diverse classroom, because while studies happen with lecturers and professors, a lot of studies happen from your peers. So the experience of having people from different backgrounds, and when I say different backgrounds, there were people who had done some kind of medicine, biology, there were people who worked in the energy sectors, and so that brings a different perspective in the class. And that combined with professors coming from different industries, and so you can imagine like an interaction in a class that's so diverse, where the professor is from a different domain and you have people from different domains. The questions that come out are also so different, and so I think the entire experience is great. And so I think the learning experience is incredible only because of the fact that you have industries who are talking about their business problems, and then some people relate to them and the other people learn from how they relate to it. So I don't even say that the learning ends in the classroom. I think the learning even happens during the 10 minutes break during a class. So I think I had a really good experience.
Great. So apart from that, I also have one more question for you, Karthik, because we definitely say to all the aspiring students that the AI and data science course is very rigorous and very technical in nature. So how rigorous was the overall academic workload, you can tell to the aspiring candidates?
Right. So when I first stepped in, I did not anticipate the workload because I've done engineering and I've done 4 years of computer science. So I thought, what more could it be? But I think the course was rigorous, and I think that's the best part, because I could channel my energy much better, and I learned how to plan my days, because no one is life is not kind. So you have to study, you have to do your projects, you also need to work on yourself and everything. So yes, the course is rigorous, and I would definitely say it's rewarding. So I think it was great. Initially there was trouble, maybe I would say for 3 weeks, and I think the support system is so good that you will save it.
Great. So now, Andri, if you can tell any specific courses or industry sessions or faculty members who influenced your learning journey significantly throughout your 1 year, if you can name, or you liked any particular session very much.
Yeah. I think talking about one of the professors and a subject which I can really remember was Professor 𝘑𝘪𝘰 𝘐𝘯𝘴𝘵 𝘪𝘵. He used to teach us, brand marketing. And I think throughout the year, why I remember this subject a lot was, first of all, he taught very real world applied kind of marketing concepts he never had a book we never had a book, and it was entirely based on visuals and, real life marketing that we've been seeing around. So this was one of the subject which was really out of the box and kept us hooked on for, the number of sessions that happened, and it was very interactive. So talking about, all the kind of marketing concepts that I really remember, it was because of the case studies and more of interactive and real world strategic applied kind of, subjects and way of learning. So I think this was one of the experiences that I really remember, because I wasn't as much interested in marketing because I was more into the management and, operations and those kind of subjects. But the way professors taught marketing specialized subjects, it was really very, I can remember everything right now also. It's been a year and I can remember the way he taught and the kind of examples he gave. So this is one thing I wanted to tell.
Great. Thank you for sharing. So now 𝘑𝘰, coming back to sports management, as you said, it's not the traditional management program. It's specifically related to sports. So how you described your classroom experience and faculty experience or interaction in your classroom amongst to your subordinate or batchmates?
To be honest, as a sports person, it's very difficult to sit in class.
I understand, totally.
Yeah. But it was fun. Half of our batch was actually sports people, and all from different domains. Someone was in MMA, someone was a cricketer, then we had a football player, then golf, you can see we had a chess player. So it was actually quite unique because you get to learn so many sports when you're sitting with different sports people, right? So apart from the management side, you can also learn about different sports over here if you don't know about them. And then you get to learn a lot about the back end of sports, which is very unique. As a sports person, you'll never know what is happening at the back end. So you don't know what is the actual sports management that's going on, right? So in my opinion, it was eye-opening for me. And I really enjoyed the business side of sports. Right now also, it's helping me a lot in terms of sports consulting, because a lot of the things that we've learned in class are being applied over here. And for a lot of degrees, that's not what happens usually. But somehow sports management actually, encompasses everything that you need in the real world of business or sports. So that was something that I enjoyed in the classroom setting as per Geo Institute. And then our class was also quite unique. We were a small batch, and everyone, like the professors, could focus on literally everyone because it was a batch of 16. And our professors were also quite unique. Obviously, sports is a unique.
Yeah.
Of course,
it's a passion-driven field.
Yeah. So everyone was quite hutke, if I might say. Everyone had their own way of teaching, and you would find like really 𝘑𝘰 people, if I can say. It's in a good way. I'm not saying that in a bad way. But it was quite fun to learn sports management from the different kinds of professors you could actually meet in life.
Great. So very nice to hear about academic side. Now we can go slightly to maybe the more exposure part. 𝘑𝘰, you can share some highlight from your sports industry, maybe field visits or live projects if you have worked on. That will, I think, help all the audience to understand that it is not only the studies, maybe apart from that, what all things you do as an live or maybe an exposure.
So one of the visits I remember is to 𝘑𝘂𝘃. It's in Colaba, and they are a grassroots academy who focus on education and sports. So what they do is they offer children from underprivileged backgrounds to learn football on the condition that they will carry forward with their education. Because a lot of underprivileged kids don't like to study. They would rather earn money than focus on their studies. So 𝘑𝘂𝘃 we went to 𝘑𝘂𝘃 for a field visit, and surprisingly, it was a student-led initiative. which luckily Geo allows their students to do. So it was a student-led initiative. We went to Oscar, we spent a day with them, we learned about them, and we actually got to interact with the children there. We played football with them, and that was one of the actually brighter parts of our course. The field visits are something that we all looked forward to, and Oscar was the one that actually stuck with me and is still with me till now.
Great to hear that. So now, Karthik, I have one question for you. How practical or hands-on was the learning? Did you work with the real databases, tools, or industry-led problem statements?
Yeah, I would say very hands-on. Almost every module involved coding labs, and we had working with large data sets. And I can even name Anand sir and Anmol sir. Both of them come from strong industry backgrounds. One works with Microsoft, and Anand sir just started working with 𝘑𝘪𝘰, and the kind of data sets that they used to give us, the kind of problem statements, and the end-to-end projects that they were making us build were truly exceptional, to the level that I messaged one of your current batch people and asked them, what is Anand sir teaching? Because is there anything in the AI agents and everything? Because the kind of data sets and the kind of tools that he brings to class is like he was ahead of his time already. So what he had taught me last year is something we want to build today here. So when you can say Python, Spark or Databricks and TensorFlow and whatnot. In 𝘑𝘪𝘰 now, I'm not sure what cloud platforms they're teaching in class. I would want to learn them again. But yeah, and many assignments were also aligned with practical industry use cases. So in that aspect, we are very hands-on in class.
Great, thank you for sharing. And I think now we can move to another part, which is an exciting part of your 12-month journey. That is your study abroad and global immersion program. So Andri, can you share your experience during the global immersion, or you can say the study abroad module visit which you had at NTU Singapore?
Yeah, so I think study abroad was like a very standout experience in the entire year. And I remember initially when I was applying, when I went through this, one of the conditions that, if you're applying, this is one of the mandatory courses that excited me even more to apply for the job. And talking about the purpose of the module, I felt was to give really hands-on experience and to get a very global exposure, because I remember the subjects, the courses that we were taught when we went to NTU over there. One was related to AI in marketing, and one was, I think, around strategic marketing. And the professors that taught us over there, it was very clear that these guys are really experienced in what they do, really knowledgeable, and they love what they're doing. I remember whatever these AI generated very realistic videos that we see nowadays everywhere, the softwares that are used behind it, we even got a chance to create our own videos and showcase in the university to the entire classroom. And I feel overall we also made really good use of the time we got otherwise also outside NTU. I think we got really good opportunity to explore the different kind of things that is there, and as we have the entire batch with us, it was really fun. I think exposure was not just to like a trip, but it was like, I can say, an excursion, a really meaningful excursion, because otherwise I don't think I would have got a chance to network or socialize or to go in that kind of university and know people. I'm still in touch with few of them through social medias, the students that I interacted with. And so I think this is it was one of the really standout moments for me if I talk about the module.
We're happy that you are still in touch with the people and you had a great experience. So
Definitely.
Now I think if I can ask 𝘑𝘪𝘰, because sports management student visited different country. So 𝘑𝘪𝘰, we would like to hear from you about your visit at Qatar.
Yeah, we missed out on the bigger batch in Singapore.
Yeah,
but it was actually a field trip for us because it was only the 16 of us. Luckily, we didn't have any fights there, so that was a plus. We got to, for our Study abroad, we actually had a lot more field visits than the academic part of it, which I heard was changed this year.
Yeah.
Because the professors didn't like that we enjoyed our time too much.
I think there has
But
to be a mixture of enjoyment and the academic part. So we tried to
Yeah.
inculcate that this time.
Yeah, but yeah, we got to visit not all the 7 stadiums, but 5 stadiums out of the 7 stadiums that are known in Qatar. Then we got to visit the Olympics museum that they have over there. And this batch, unfortunately, we didn't have the chance that this batch got. They got to see F1, then the different, the different football matches that are going on in Qatar. So we missed that. But I think we had a ball of a time. We studied. We had a lot of good courses like women in sports, sustainability in sports, etc., etc. Then the field visits, the amazing stadiums in Qatar, and we also got to meet the Qatar Olympic Association, the head of Qatar Olympic Association. So that was a plus point. And we didn't get to interact with a lot of students there, like the other batches did in NTU, but the professors were really nice. I think I'm in touch with one of the professors that we had in Qatar. And yeah, overall, it was a really fun trip in terms of academics and in terms of field trips as well. We enjoyed our time post our academic break. Also, the second half of the day, we explored Qatar. So if anyone's joining sports management and they're going to Qatar, you can hit anyone of us up in sports management. We'll tell you what all to do after you're done with your academics part. So yeah, I think Qatar was a very good trip for us.
Yeah, because as you mentioned, prior to that batch, we tried sending students to NTU Singapore. But I think Qatar has more things to offer, if we can say, or concerned about sports as an industry, because they hosted FIFA. And after that, the country has evolved very differently. So from your batch, we have thought that yes, we should take the students for sports management to Qatar so they can experience. And for AI data science and management, we are taking them to NTU because it's one of the best. And we had that focus and goal that you should have a overall experience and a global exposure. So coming back to Karthik, your any feedback or any experience you want to share about your study abroad trip?
So study abroad trip was so it was for 2 weeks, and in AIDS we did blockchain and cybersecurity. So it was more of depth rather than breadth, because in a week, and the professors that were teaching us the modules, they went in depth the topics they chose. So it wasn't just like a touch and leave. So it was, they picked the topics and they went in depth with it. And post which we also had visited, some of their experience centers and everything. So overall, I think the daytime was in class, and then the evening time was more of cultural exposure. So 𝘠𝘠 actually really well planned. We got passes for some exhibitions. I really can't recollect the name of it, but it was beautiful. And much later, I got to know that that's an exceptional thing and you don't get to see everywhere. So if I knew that before, I would have actually taken some pictures and enjoyed it. But yeah, so I think the entire planning and the way we were put up also in 𝘑𝘪𝘰, so which is like, the center of Singapore. So very well taken care of. And in fact, during that period of time is where my internships were happening. And Bharat sir, who leads the AIDS program, was, he made sure that between class he booked us a cab and we went back, and I could take my interviews. And like, I would say I never felt like I had to plan anything, and it was just wonderful experience. And people who were shopping were shopping, people who were meeting were meeting, and people who were studying were studying. So it was a great experience. It was wonderful to hear.
Great to hear that. So as you mentioned about internship, that was my next question, that how you can describe that 8 weeks went in your internship and how that helped you in your final, that is your placement process.
Right. So we have an 8-week internship program, and I interned at EY, and I interned at the tax technology team. And so it started off working on internal products, and post that the company wanted to extend my internship, and Geo Institute and the faculty and everyone, the team was supportive about it, and they allowed me to extend my 8 weeks internship. So I interned even after the 8 weeks also, and I was able to manage my academics and internship. So first thing is, Geo Institute is very supportive when it comes to building professional careers as well as handling your academics. So the entire team, the professors and I forgot their names, but Bharat sir and Bharat sir's entire team, they're supportive for the fact that the student has to do an internship and also study, so they make it easy like that. And post the internship is when I got a chance to convert it to a permanent pre-placement offer. So there, the placement committee came into the picture, and Ritu ma'am and Richa ma'am and their team, they were very excellent in communicating with EY and the partners there. So the bridge was good, and the foundation was solid. So they assisted in everything, and they helped me. And then the entire process from converting my internship to my internship during my college, and then converting it to a full-time job. So they are there at every step, and there were people to help me make decisions and help me guide. So I wasn't left in the dark. So that was really good, and I'm thankful and grateful to the entire experience for that entire journey. Actually, I would say it just doesn't stop at 8 weeks. I'd say it goes beyond 8 weeks.
We are very happy that you are currently happily enjoying your work profile, and we are able to help you to reach there.
Thank you.
So now, Andre, can you brief about your internship, where you did your internship and how it went?
So actually, when the internship process started, the first company that came in, so there were names which was getting shortlisted for different companies that were coming, and I think in the list my name was there. So the company where I interned was called Bold Care, and it was into manufacturing and products, sexual wellness, and all of those related to that. And I was looking for something where I can get a core marketing kind of experience, and the role I applied was for brand marketing, and I luckily got in the first interview process itself. And the company was next to the college premise, so it was really easy for me to travel as well. And I think the experience that I had in the internship was something very new, which was, I think, I was expecting. So because I was in a role called brand marketing, I got a gist of everything that I could do when it comes to managing the ways of marketing a certain product or a brand. So I think whatever the subjects also I learned, and the kind of tools that I got exposed to during the process of marketing, everything helped me, because Geo made sure that all the tools that are in demand in market needed, be it Excel or any kind of visual representation kind of software. So everything related to that was already, we were getting exposure to that. And when it came to me doing it practically in my company, I wasn't getting much of a challenge there, and it was smooth. The journey was smooth for me. I could focus more on the strategic part of whatever role I was or whatever work I was given. So overall, I think the company and the role that I got was kind of something which I was expecting, and I got it. Internship entire journey didn't feel like 2 months. It went really quick. I remember in the last day, the company got a cake for us, and they gave us a proper farewell as an intern, whoever we joined, and it was a really nice experience. And they even told us to stay connected in case if we ever feel like coming back to the role, or being interested in the company's marketing kind of different positions that they are open to having us. So I think that was something where I even made relation with them and got to learn also practically how marketing and management is happening in the industry. Yeah.
Great. And 𝘑𝘪𝘰, with the internship, I would like to ask about your current role, like how you went till that doorstep and how currently you are evolving in that role.
So should I talk about my internship or my current role?
Internship, and then transition to your current job.
So I also interned at EY, but I was in the Delhi office. I was with EY Partner working on a project called Indian Golf Premier League. So it was kind of like the role was cut out for me and sent to Geo Institute that we need someone who knows the field of golf. And luckily, I gave my interview and I got selected. I worked on helping them. Now I can say it, since IGPL is live now. I worked on helping them identify companies that would be interested in being team owners for a league that would be in golf. Since everyone in India knows that golf is an elite sport and it's an expensive sport. So to identify the kind of brands, companies who would be interested in investing that kind of money to own a team in a golf league was something that was my project. Unfortunately, when I entered for my internship, the project was coming nearly to an end. So I only got to work on it for like the first 3 weeks. And then I transitioned to working for 𝘑𝘪𝘰, which is a cricketing league in the UK. So I was working on that. Mainly for me, my internship to be very honest, didn't give me the grasp of consulting as a whole. So I was kind of unsure if I would really want to go into a consulting field afterwards as well. But when the roles came in for 𝘑𝘪𝘰, I saw that it was what they were offering was something that would interest me, and the different kinds of project that they're into is what was interesting to me. And considering it's a startup, nearly a startup, 𝘑𝘪𝘰 Sports Advisory is a baby right now. So it's a team of 10 people as of now, including me and 𝘑𝘪𝘰, who was also in Jio. And we are, you can say, the startup of 𝘑𝘪𝘰. So we are working with a lot of things, and we get to be very hands-on with projects, which a lot of people say that okay, in consulting, when you've just joined, you only get to do the data collection part of it. You don't really get to meet the clients or anything. That's what the perception is from the outside world, right? But that is something that we don't get to face right now in 𝘑𝘪𝘰. We're working with clients, we're interacting with them on a daily basis. We're asked to take the initiative to actually connect with clients. So it is very different to what I did in my internship. So I'm actually very happy with my placement rather than how I was with my internship. But I'm not saying it was a bad internship. I was very happy with the 𝘂𝘃 name on my CV. Yeah.
I think experiences led to somewhere where your final journey is decided. And we are happy that we are a part of that. So, Andri, I think one last question about your final placements. I think you are currently working with 𝘑𝘪𝑒𝑥. So, what is your job role looks like, and how are you enjoying it? And is there anything like then benefiting you, which you have learned during the program?
Right. So, as you mentioned, I am working in 𝘑𝘪𝑒𝑥. So, the role that was offered by 𝘑𝘪𝑒𝑥 was for a BDR. It was a business development representative consultant, kind of. And I am in a marketing team, but my role is more towards pre-sales kind of a role. And when I applied, I remember, because before taking the course, I already had a 1-year experience in terms of marketing and sales. So I think I was a little more comfortable towards this kind of a role when the placements happened, and which worked out for me and I got selected. But then right now, I think a lot of things, like as basic as when I remember Jio was teaching us advanced Excel and all, I think all of that is helping me now, because I never really paid attention in this much. Even in Jio, I wasn't doing the analytics and Excel kind of a part. But then still, yeah, all of this, the courses that were being taught to us in the curriculum, it helped a lot. And I think the main thing which helped me was a lot of courses around communication skills and how we interact in public and how we are actually presenting something on a stage in front of everyone. I think there were a lot of activities which gave us exposure to this, a lot of case study kind of things which gave us real life problem solving kind of skills. And all those, I think I'm getting the opportunity when I'm coming here. I'm seeing the kind of market needs. And also, I think before you are in the placement process, I think whoever is planning to join here, they should be well aware of the scope of whatever industry they are planning to go into, because so now that I am into a BD role, I know the scope, I know the kind of roles that I'll get if I progress within the company or outside in the similar kind of role. How I can transition to other kind of roles if I want to get into management as well. Those were the also courses which was touched in the course. So if I wanted to, I could have got the opportunity to even go something beyond sales or beyond, just marketing. So I think overall my experience in terms of placement was satisfactory. It's just that I realized later after getting placed that I should have been more aware of the industry and the kind of roles that go forward when I step into a corporate kind of a world in a specific position. I think if I was more aware of this, then my planning would have been very different, and I think my future goals also would have been different. But it's just that because I have good experience in this, I'm really enjoying the work right now. I enjoy the company, and I think the city that I've been placed is a really nice city. I'm in Bangalore right now, so I think I would like to settle here as well. So yeah, I think it was a great experience.
Great. So for management per se, I have one question or maybe a quote you can say. As a student or as a professional working in the management field, I want you to just give a glance or a answer to that. So my question is, there is a strong sentiment now that the era of traditional manager, or you can say a generalist manager, is dead, and that management without tech is just an administration. So what do you feel? Emerging tech and AI is very much needed in the management side or a traditional side of roles as well?
I think definitely it was a bit of both, but I think now AI is little bit overpowering because I am seeing in my company, the product that I'm working for, the next year's agenda is entirely into AI. And because I am in a SaaS kind of a company, I am getting to know more about the scope and the kind of technicalities and the logic and how the scope and benefit of entire AI and tech. And I think when we talk about the code that you said, I think it is not entirely correct, but I feel it's a mix of both. But I definitely agree that being aware and being up to date with the kind of the need of the market right now is into AI and automation, and I am experiencing it, and I really wish I knew more about it when I was coming across. And I think Geo made sure that whatever subjects and topics are to be covered for the future, they are making sure that they are covering it in the process of the curriculum that we are investing in. I think that has helped me, and it is definitely important here. I think whatever quote you said, it's correct.
I asked that question specifically because yes, people think that why AI or emerging technology is needed. But yes, in all the fields where all three of you are working, of course, AI is technology driven and it needs a lot of tech background. But in sports and in management or in any field currently, because everywhere AI and emerging techs are evolving. So we are also trying in the curriculum, we are inculcating that. So thank you for all the questions and all the answers which you have given. Now, I think about the campus, I would like to ask 𝘑𝘰 how you describe the overall campus environment at Geo Institute and about the curricular or extracurricular activities here at the campus.
The rooms are 5-star level rooms, by the way. when you go to a college, you don't really expect that kinds of rooms, especially in hostels. That's what I mean. It's not a traditional hostel. It's like a 5-star hotel, and you get to stay with your friends. Most of the times. And in terms of overall, the classes are also actually quite pretty. The view is amazing from the class. So once you have that half an hour break, you can actually sit in front of the window and see the field. And extracurricular activities wise, we've done a lot. We've played football, we've played basketball, we've had athletic championships. I don't know what all sports we've played over there. Everything is on the campus. We've played cricket, And I've also played golf, by the way, on Geo campus. I don't know if how many people know from our batch, but I went to the athletic field and I played golf there with my golf set. Yeah, the campus is quite huge, and overall the sports facilities are amazing. As a sports person, I really enjoyed my year there. I fully utilized the sports facilities that are there. I've used the gym, not as much as I would hope, but I did use the gym. And yeah, I enjoyed staying in my room. Sometimes I used to just stay cooped up in my room as well. So I've enjoyed the whole campus life per se in Geo Institute.
I think I would like to just add, because 𝘑𝘪𝘰 told that it's like a 5-star accommodation. I think more than the infrastructure, the view and the sea facing campus, I think it gave a positive, you can say, a vibe and a different kind of a positive atmosphere amongst all the students. And we tried to make the facilities where you will have a good mindset and then study, and then at the end make your good career in the field.
Yeah, ma'am, I would like to add one point to this. So, when 𝘠𝘪𝘰 was saying that it's 5-star experience, I would focus more on how the institute lets you focus on what's important, and so that the background things just keep happening. Like, I'll give some instances. For example, housekeeping. So you have such a rigorous course, right? You have classes starting at 9, and sometimes you probably are like in there till 7. You don't have time to actually sweep your room or like your washrooms, or even like with respect to meals, right? Like, I think there were 4 it's been a year since I think I've left Geo, and I have not had 4 meals. And like, Geo really spoils you. You have breakfast, you have lunch, you have snacks, you have dinner, and and the catering is, and the everything there is really good. And you have these vending machines, and you have coffee machines now that are running, I think, late night as well. So I think the campus environment is such that you come with a mindset, with a goal, and then like your extracurriculars and your facilities are all there for you to support where you want to go. So I just want to add that point.
I think we have tried to have a balance, because you all have to study and have a good mindset. So to have that, both the combination, I think all these things are required. And you are our alumni, it's your home. You are anytime welcome to come back and have 4 times a meal. So jokes apart, I think we have covered almost everything. And going ahead, like for the last part of session, we will open for Q&A. So I would like to thank you, 𝘑𝘪𝘰, Karthik, Andri, for your insights and the experience which you have shared. We hope that session helped all our aspirants to understand each one point, like starting from how to choose, why you have chose, then the academics, then internships, study abroad module, and finally the overall experience. Before we start the Q&A, as you all 3 have shared your experience, visually, I would like to share one video. I think that is a short video of 2 to 3 minutes. We all can see that. And after that, we will open the session for Q&A.
A bold vision conceived by Mrs. Neeta Ambani and Mr. Mukesh Ambani came to life 3 years ago with the creation of Geo Institute, a place designed not just to shape future leaders, but to drive innovation, excellence, and transformation. It was their dream to establish an Indian institute of international repute.
Our founders' firm belief in the power of youth is going to be transformed. India was an instrumental in setting up Geo Institute. They also believe knowledge is the foundation for generating human capital that will contribute to innovation, new ideas, and creativity.
Today, we celebrate a community where learning transcends boundaries, thanks to the leadership of Chancellor Dr. 𝘠𝘂𝑪 𝘠𝘂𝑚ashilkar and Vice Chancellor Dr. 𝘑𝘠𝘪𝘰 Jain, who gave this vision the legs to stand on.
The most powerful equation is E equal to F. So they wondered what is E and what is F. I said E is education and F is future.
At Geo Institute, we welcome a diverse student body from all regions of India, united by a passion for knowledge. Our aim is to develop skilled professionals and solution-driven global citizens. By nurturing lifelong learning, we shape thinkers, innovators, and leaders who will contribute to nation building and the global community. To support their growth, we offer both merit-based and need-based scholarships, ensuring financial constraints don't limit their potential.
If you focus on learning, there is no better asset in life, there is no better bank balance than the education that you can get.
𝘑𝘯𝘃 Institute offers specialized postgraduate programs in artificial intelligence and data science, digital media and marketing communications, and sports management with AI at the core of these programs. These programs integrate AI technologies with essential management skills, ensuring that students are equipped with a balanced expertise in both tech and business. Designed with industry input, the curriculum ensures students can apply AI across diverse business domains, preparing them to be industry-ready leaders.
Now, all three programs are run in a very interdisciplinary manner. In our program, we are also introducing a lot of elements of AI management. And one of the bridges that we are trying to build is how do domain people, management people also understand the new age technologies like AI and data science. We are again creating a very holistic sports management program, which is very technology driven, and obviously a lot of domain experts are helping us build a very world-class program in sports management.
The faculty at 𝘑𝘯𝘃 Institute includes distinguished academicians from top domestic and international universities, along with industry experts from leading organizations and corporate houses. In the last few years, over 120 eminent faculty members have brought their expertise, providing students with a strong academic foundation and practical industry insights to tackle real-world challenges. Our teaching approach is centered around experiential, hands-on learning through internships, case studies, live industry and capstone projects, industry visits, hackathons, masterclasses, and workshops. Students gain real-world experience and practical insights. This immersive learning method ensures they are not just passive learners but active problem solvers. The Study Abroad module is a cornerstone of our academic program, with each student embarking on this immersive global experience. This exposure broadens their perspectives, enhancing their ability to navigate diverse cultures and business environments worldwide.
For our Study Abroad module, we went to 𝘑𝘪𝘰 𝘂𝘶 University in Doha, Qatar. Through the Study Abroad module, we learned about the global sports systems and the importance of innovation and teamwork in the sports industry.
So this year we had the opportunity to go to NTU Singapore, which gave us an insight of how that country has developed over the years and how Singapore as a country has become a leading marketplace for many businesses.
In just 3 years, we have associated with over 150 top-tier companies, offering internships, capstone projects, live projects, and other interaction opportunities that allow students to apply their learning to real-world challenges. Our students regularly participate in case competitions and have also won accolades for the same. This practical exposure makes our students highly sought after, with over 50 prestigious companies recruiting directly from our campus.
So I think many of you must have thought or gone back to the memories where you were there at each one of this particular period, like Singapore, Qatar, classroom sessions, your placement process, initial documentation process. So it was just a quick journey we wanted to show to all the aspirants and to you as well. And now I am opening the Q&A session. We have a lot of questions in the Q&A box. I will ask each one of you the question which is relevant to the particular program. So first question have been asked by Rohan. His question is, I am planning to apply for PGP AI in data science. Could you give me how effectively prepare for JET exam? What type of questions are commonly asked in the interview? How should I structure my interview preparation aligned with this program? So before Karthik you answer, I would just like to tell Rohan and other all aspirants that once you complete your application, you immediately get a sample test paper and a mock test link, which help every candidate to understand the maybe the curriculum, what exam is going to be all about, and just to have a glance that how the test is going to be. So Karthik, if you can just share some details like what you have done in your interview and about the exam, if you have entered with JET or if any other exam you had prepared.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So I didn't enter with JET. I had my GRE scores and I entered through my GRE score. So I'll focus more on the interview, and I would say I didn't look at it as an interview because I think I looked at it more as a discussion, and that's how the interview went. The interview was for I think about 40-45 minutes, and it was a discussion actually. There were no question answers. They wanted to know me and my true self and what work I've done and why I want to join and what led me to it. And there were no questions on fundamentals, and there's no deep drilling. So it's not a stress interview, I would say. It's a discussion with people who want to know you better. And that's how the interview went. And I think the interview preparation should be, you should know yourself well, know what you've done really well, and what you're writing in your resume. Have a story for yourself, and you need to know what your goals are and what you want to achieve. And that's what the discussion also would want to bring out of you.
Thank you. I think Rohan, you must have got an idea about it. On our YouTube channel, there are few sessions which we have did in past 3 years about how to prepare for interviews, because it is going to be a panel interview. If I can tell a gist about it, there will be three people from different diversified background, one person from academic background, another one from industry, and third person who can be an HR professional. So you have to prepare accordingly. So best of luck. We will move on to another question. So we have question from Ashish. Can you please tell me what is the criteria that company carries during placements? Andre, if you can, like how you have selected the roles, what were the criteria? If you can just give some highlight about it.
Yeah, so I think few basic criterias of the experience that they want previously, or the kind of educational background they are looking for. Maybe also the a percentage that we have scored in the entire course of learning, like this PG program. These are some basic criterias. Other than that, I think for my role, like because I'm into pre-sales, so whatever skills are is relevant and is most important for my entire profile in terms of maybe communication or technical knowledge, because I was into an AI SaaS kind of a product based kind of a company. So all those skills and knowledge was required in my profile. Other than that, Mayuri, what was the question? Was it related to in general?
It was only what kind of a criteria normally companies ask or have during placements. Like if any X company has the criteria that for a particular role they need some kind of a background. So you have experienced any such like criteria while appearing or selecting a role?
Right. So as I said, because I had an experience in sales and marketing and ways we engage and communicate, and the kind of GTM we'll strategize when we get a market. So these were the kind of strategic thinking and communication skills, and how we are using certain platforms which is required in my profile. So these were some of the requirements that they had checked. They communicated, and on-spot thinking, problem solving. These were the kind of general which was required, which was also mentioned and also checked during the interview process. So yeah, that was my requirement.
Great. So I think Ashish, you have got your answer. We have another question, Thriman, for you from Mohit. Hello everyone, my question is for Thriman. I completed my BBA this year and also appeared for the CAT exam. But I have realized that I'm not really interested in a traditional management career. Your journey feels very relatable to me because I also have a strong passion in sports. What is your advice for someone like me who wants to move into the sports field? are there any specific skills I should start building, or how is the path helpful for a fresher just starting out in the sports industry?
I think the knowledge of sports is something that would be required. I don't think you need anything specific in terms of like in AI, you really need to know, need to have a tech background, right? And in management, I think marketing background is required. But in sports, so I did my bachelor's in history honors. So my background was not related to sports management, apart from the fact that I was playing golf. So if you know a lot about sports, you don't really need to focus on anything specific. But I've learned that our new course, the revised course, has a lot of tech inculcated into it. So I'm guessing you need to have at least the general knowledge about what's happening in sports tech right now, and mainly general knowledge of what the sports market looks right now.
Fair enough. I think I can take in another question which is related to AI, Karthik. So we have a question from Deepak. Hi, I am AI ML enthusiast with 3 years of experience in it. Would like to know the fee structure of the PGP program related to data science and AI and how I can get into it. So I think he's asking about how he can enter this particular program. So what all preparations you have done. Fees part I will definitely cover, but if you can just give a light about it. What all prerequisites or preparation you have done?
Yeah, so I think prerequisites, first of all, the course has a very nice bridge in the first month, where, if you don't have a complete math background, we have statistics. We have a wonderful statistic professor, and someone who has not done per se, let's say Python or the required programming language, you have the course of Python in the first. So the first month actually is like a bridge course for you. And that itself is that itself builds your base for the rest of the program. And if you want to know the prerequisite before that also, you could first start off by basic statistics, probabilities, the basic math that you must have touched upon in your 10th, 11th or 12th. And apart from that, know what the industry wants, like what frameworks the industry is using, and basic data structures. And these would be the prerequisites. And apart from the hard skills, the soft skills side, know what you want out of the program, and have some clarity as to what AI ML enthusiast, like what kind of role you want to target for, so you're prepared already before entering. And I think the curriculum itself does a great job, and before that you can just prep with basic statistics, probability maths, and focus on computer science, data structures.
Great. So about the fee structure, so all the aspirants fee structure, detailed fee structure is laid out on our website. Total cost you have to bear for the program is 14,50,000. It includes your accommodation, your tuition fees, your meals, and your study abroad expenses, everything in the total fee structure. As showed in the video, we also provide generous scholarships on the merit cum need based. Also, the education loan facilities are available, so you're free to call up or book a profile assessment for further guidance. I have a question. I don't know whom is more relatable to answer. Is this program suitable for career switchers? So maybe any batchmate of yours or anyone you have met who started from somewhere and then ended into a different industry with the program.
Yeah, I can take that, ma'am. So like I mentioned earlier, the cohort of EIDS is very diverse. Okay, so I'll take two examples. One was a really talented individual, and who started with environment science as a background. He was a consultant in environment science. And he currently works at one of, I think, India's leading broker companies, stock management companies, as a data scientist. So coming from a consultant analytics background, when I say analytics, he was not core analytics. He was in the back office, and now he actually works as a data scientist. So it is great, and the switch was great for him. And the second example is a very talented individual from bioscience background in my cohort. Now works with Reliance in their as a data scientist in the main campus. So her switch also was really great, because she didn't have a math background as well. So her course base was usually biology. And post which, as I mentioned, the bridge and the gap was so good that she could transition into data science, and she's working at Reliance right now. And for someone who wants to switch their careers in IT itself, right? Like I worked as a full stack developer where I used to maintain web pages and backend, and then I switched completely to AI engineering. So there's no relation to what I'm doing and what I was doing, and the correlation was geo and the curriculum and everything that propelled me to it. So it is good for career switches.
Great. I think people has to study rigorously, and then I think transition is definitely possible if throughout 1 year dedicatedly you are going to invest in you. Next question, 𝘠𝘰, we have an attendee who is asking, do I need a sports background to apply? Addition to that, I would like to ask, and you can also give an highlight about the diversified batch you had. Apart from sports, people who played sports, you had few people from the different backgrounds. So I think that will give a more clarity. Like they should not feel that only people who have sports background. Of course, the passion is very much needed, but apart from that, management background or any other background students can apply for this program.
Yeah, so anyone who has a passion for sports, I will say if you're interested in sports, then only apply for it. Because if you do not have the basic knowledge of sports or an interest in sports, you won't be able to go through even the year. I'm just letting you know. We had, out of the 16 of us, only 8 of us had a proper sports background, I would say, as an athlete. The others were from various different backgrounds. So someone was in tech, and I don't really remember a lot of their backgrounds, but I knew they all played sports as a hobby. They were not proper, like, professional athletes. So you do not need a sporting background as an athlete to study this course, but you need to know sports and have an interest in sports to actually go through the course. Because it is very similar to what a management course would teach you, but it is very niche because it's very sports specific. And you need to know because in sports, the marketing type will be very different from a marketing done for any brand. So you will have to, know about sports at the highest level. Like you need to know what is going on in cricket and what interests the public. So if you have an interest in sports and you follow any sport, let's say F1, let's say golf, let's say tennis, then I think it will be suitable for you to do sports management.
Great. Maybe Andre, you can take up this question. What about campus safety and access timings? Because it's a residential campus, people do ask these questions to us also. As a student, what do you have to say about it?
I think I think the security and everything was top notch. I remember in the beginning when we came in, there was a session taken by the head of security who had some army background, and
yes.
Yeah, so I remember he had told us, he gave us an emergency remember, he made us remember it by heart right then and there in the session itself, I remember. And also gave us an idea of real life situations that previous students have experienced, so that we don't make that mistake. And I remember they're very, I think, sorted in the sense of the timings and security in terms of what's happening inside and outside the campus as well. And it all depends, like how, if the students require really heavy security and they require that kind of a process and compliance, then I think they'll make sure that it's done without any forceful kind of methods. It's just very systematic, and I think very safe for girls as well specifically. I think it's all very sorted in that sense. Everyone, the faculty, it's very approachable. If you require something, if you want to share something, if you want any services, just for traveling also, I think there have been cases where they've even provided, vehicles and ambulances there. Everything is there. I think it's all very well planned.
Adding on, on, all the guards were ex-armed forces. So if you're worried about that, you don't need to worry about it. as much.
So definitely Geo Institute is founded by Reliance Foundation, and I think in India, Reliance security is very top notch, and they take care of every project which has been given it to them at a core. So yes, all the students and their safety is something which is utmost priority of the institute, and we do take care of that. So Karthik, I think you can take this question. Do students work on LLM based apps or agent based project?
Yeah, so you have a particular course called Gen AI, okay, and led by Anand sir. This happens right before your internship start. So this particular course is completely focused on AI agents and how you leverage LLMs and how you work, how you build these applications. And there's another course called recommendation system, and here as well again you can touch upon LLMs and you can touch upon how you can use agentic frameworks to build these applications. Having said that, it is not only focused on these two courses. You have the entire year, and you have projects that you can build throughout the year, and they don't really restrict you on asking you what tools you want to use. I can say, for example, you have big data engineering as a subject, okay, and you have it in two subjects. So you can actually use AI agents there to build something. So yes, there is a complete course for you, and yes, if you want to use it anywhere across, you can. And yes, if you want help around this, there's always help around. So you are in Geo Institute, and there are people who know everything. So you just have to ask, and you will get your LLM and AI agent frameworks to learn and get it sorted.
So I have a question. I don't know whom to ask, but you three can decide if all of you have the view on this question. It's more on the ROI. I think this question is there across all the management, CAT or MBA fraternity, across all. I would like to know, and one student also asked that what about ROI? If anyone is spending about maybe 10 lakh plus for the fees, everyone is getting the job around that, or what is your view? So I can ask that way, ki, what do you feel? The kind of investment of time, money you are investing, what is the outcome you thought that after 1 year you have received?
I'll take that on before Karthik and Andri. A very hard truth: sports will not give you the ROI in the first go, so you need to have patience. We all had very big dreams in our batch when we came in, and when we saw the industry, it hit us really hard that okay, we will not be getting the kind of packages that we had thought. So we need to decide if we want to stay in the sports industry, which is our passion, or should we just go and do something, pick something else. So if you really enjoy sports, you have the love for sports, then you need to lower your standards for at least 2 to 3 years in the beginning, especially if you're a fresher. And if you have some experience in the industry, then that will be really helpful. If not, if you're a fresher, then you have to come with lower standards in terms of packages, comparing from what the management and the AI people get. So I'm put my first point. Now Andri and Karthik can take on for AI and management.
Yeah. So
I have a slightly different perspective here, and I would look at ROI in two different senses. One is a long-term ROI and a short-term ROI. Okay, so when this is for people both who are freshers and for people who are leaving their current jobs to pick up their education and then enter the job market again. So when you are leaving a job market, let's say you leave with X salary, and you are hoping to transition to, let's say, 50% or 60% or 100%, whatever you have in your mind, that can be achieved mid-term to long-term. Okay, so if I have to put in figures, I think our placement statistics from my batch was excellent. I think that it went as above as 24 or 25. I don't have the exact figure in my head, but it was good, is what I know. Going to the second perspective, return on investment is not only with respect to monetary. With my experience, I have built a network who now work at different companies in different domains. I have built a network with respect to professors who are working in different industries. So my ROI is going to come maybe in a year or two, where I can leverage my network, I can leverage my contacts. And with respect to ROI, I started as an intern and then I worked as a consultant, and now I am a senior consultant. So if I had only believed that my ROI is exactly what I got at my placement, then I was wrong, because it changes after 6 months or a year, and that transition happens because of your program and what you learned throughout the year and how you make use of it. So that's how I would look at the ROI perspective, and not just what is the figure you get right out of college, or what is the switch that you're going to make from leaving your job and then getting another job.
Any views from your side, 𝘑𝘪𝘰, on this?
I think in short, in my experience, I did get the ROI because the work that I was doing previously and the money I invested after leaving my job and coming into a 1-year program, I think the placement, the CTC that I received here in this job offer, I think it gave me personally the ROI, because I know that for my position itself, the other students that got placed in my company along with me from different other institutes, I know there were people who placed for the same position as I am in from IIM Kashipur, 𝘑𝘪𝘰 Christ University. So all these universities are, a 2-year program, and they've invested easily, I think, close to 20 lakhs at least. So for a 2-year MBA. So I think compared to that, I've invested for 10 lakh here, and my offer was obviously plus 10. So I think the ROI that I've got here is what I expected. Talking about management and marketing, I think there were a lot of people who were coming out of their graduation directly, or not a very, a lot of corporate experience before. So the investment and the return that they've got is, I think, what we expected to some extent. Could be better as more and more, industry relations are built and more kind of experienced students are coming in. I think, it is in the positive side.
Great. So I think we have almost covered all the questions. Last, I just want each one of you, if you want to give advice to the aspirants who are likely to apply or who have applied and now they will go through the process of entrance test, interview and the final selection. So what are your advice to them? Maybe we can start with Karthik.
Yeah, I'll start. So my advice is have clarity on what you want in this 1 year, and having that will help you, every day or every month and every semester. And second thing is be healthy and just be curious every day when you come to class, and focus, clarity, discipline, and I think these would be one of the core pillars for success in this year.
𝘑𝘪𝘰?
I think as Karthik said, and also students should have a little open-minded mindset before joining. They should have a willingness to learn, because we have to realize that the course is little fast-paced. So, just preparing in advance will make your journey very smooth, I think. And just open to grabbing opportunities and network and socialize, I think. Should be something in mind, because 1 year goes really quick and you won't realize when it gets over. So
Reeman?
I would say be ready to put in the work, because like 𝘑𝘪𝘰 said, it's a 12-month course. So what you would do in a 2-year course, you're doing it in 1 year. So you need to put in double the effort, and it'll take a lot of early mornings, a lot of late nights for you to give your submissions and be ready with your work for the next day. So I'm guessing everyone would be coming in, oh, it's a 1 year course, we'll be done in a year. But the amount of effort that you need to put in for that 1 year is extreme. You would be crushed. So you need to have that mindset that, okay, I have to put in the work for this 1 year, and then I can, go ahead and be whatever I want to, whatever I aspire to be.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Karthik. Thank you, 𝘑𝘪𝘰. Thank you, 𝘑𝘪𝘰, for taking out time and You were there with us for more than an hour, guided everyone. And I would like to thank all the participants. I know you had a lot of questions related to the process and the exam and the JET. I have typed in the toll-free number and the website details. Feel free to get in touch with us. Last date to apply is 10 December, and after that the JET is going to be there. So definitely, if you have any more questions, you can get back to us. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the session.
Thank you all.